everybody. Welcome to the HubSpot Video Marketing Study Group office hours. If you're unfamiliar with this format, or if you're here for the first time, welcome. We're excited to have you. Basically, every month, Corey and I do these opportunities where we like to talk about what's new this month or what's the trending topics of video and answer any questions you guys may have. So you're welcome to register for future office hours events. And of course, we encourage anyone at the end to come on video, audio, and just ask your questions that way as well. Now, you can let us know in the chat there who you are, your location, position, company, and are you video marketing certified yet, as I just mentioned there. Who are we, right? If this is your first time here, you're probably looking at some new faces. If you've been here in the past, you probably know who we are. But my name is Aaron Oberdick. I am the video marketing manager at Nextiny. I'll let Corey do his.
Yeah, I am Corey Christian. I am the multimedia marketer here at Nextiny Marketing. So I help Aaron with all things video.
Yeah, and we are part of Nextiny Marketing. We're based out of Sarasota, Florida. And like I said, we host these video marketing office hours each and every month to talk about the trending topics and answer any questions. Now, if you guys are unfamiliar with the HubSpot Video Marketing Study Group, it is a great resource. So, if you're here at office hours, you've probably heard of the study group. But if for any reason you haven't, this is a great opportunity to join the study group, ask questions. You can see we have almost 1,400 members now. So, this is a great opportunity, again, to ask fellow colleagues about video questions. Of course, there's HubSpot representatives answering questions, and Corey and I are also popping in there once in a while to just check in and answer questions as well. So if you guys have questions, again, beyond this presentation, feel free to join the study group, ask there, and you'll get some answers. All right, so let's roll into the office hours agenda, what we're really going to be discussing this month. And first things first, we're going to talk about some boot camp stuff. Boot camp is really interesting, and there's a lot changing in this world. So we'll talk about all the updates and changes, and just moving forward. And then we'll jump into video marketing plus AI. Wistia just did a webinar on Tuesday, and so we're going to do a quick review about that and just video plus AI in general. And then Corey will talk a little bit about a new camera launch that we're excited about. And then again, we'll roll into Q&A there at the end of the session. All right. So first things first, boot camp updates, what we're going to discuss. And the first thing I want to talk about is going to be boot camp changes to the official HubSpot boot camp, right? Corey and I host a video boot camp. It is a 6-week format. And basically, we walk you through the entire process of getting started with video. So at the end of that 6-week process, you are very comfortable. These boot camps are completely free. And there's not only a video boot camp, there are several other boot camps that HubSpot hosts. So in the previous format, we've gone through this for almost 2 years now. And again, I just mentioned it was a 6-week format. Basically, the idea there is focused on walking you through the initial video process, how to get your video setups optimized to produce the best, highest quality you can, initial video concepts, right? Where to begin, those homepage videos, FAQ videos, the whole 9 yards there. Then we walk you through the entire 3-phase process. We go through pre-production, production, and post-production of video. And then the last week was focused on promotion, analysis, and analytics. So really good information throughout those 6 weeks. But the big difference here is we are going from a 6-week format to now a 2-day format. So it is a huge and drastic difference. The biggest feedback we've received over the last 2 years was, how do we take these boot camps and really condense them, shrink them overall? We understand everyone has a full-time job. And so boot camp attendees were just saying, hey, it's a little too much work. It's a little too much time to commit. So how can we really focus in and make these a little bit shorter? And so starting July 25th and 27th, we're going to do this 2-day format where we basically hone in on day one, focusing you on the initial video process, getting your setup optimized and everything pre-production related. And then July 27th, which is day 2, will be everything about video production, post-production, promotion, analysis, and analytics. So a little bit more condensed in that sense. But if you're interested, right, if you're looking to get started with video in your marketing company or just in a video in a general sense, a bootcamp is going to be a great sign up opportunity because again, it's completely free and we'll walk you through about 2 hours on day 1, 2 hours on day 2. And then hopefully you'll be feeling very comfortable with video from start to finish and implementing it into your strategy. So, again, if that sounds very interesting, Corey dropped the link in the chat there. You guys can head on over there and register for the next boot camp. Admittedly, I don't know if this July signups are available. Corey, do you know if there's open spots there or not?
I believe that if you just go ahead and submit in that link that I submitted right there,
Yeah.
those dates it does say on it are for July 25th and
Yeah.
27th.
Mhm.
There will be an additional one probably in sometime, maybe I don't even know when it would be. Maybe
September,
October.
October. Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Right.
We run them basically once a quarter,
Yeah.
so we do it, a few good times a year there. So you should be able to, if you can't get into this one, there are other dates that are available, and we'll be doing them in the condensed format moving forward if they're successful as well. So more on that to come.
Absolutely. Yeah. And that was answering Cindy's question there. Are there going to be other dates available? Yeah, absolutely. Like Corey just mentioned, we run these boot camps on a quarterly basis. So Q3 is July 25th, 27th. Q4, like we just mentioned, September, October, somewhere around that date. And because these are a little bit quicker, we might stretch in a fifth boot camp this year, but that's, to be determined yet. So definitely sign up. And if you're available for July 25th, that's great. If you're not, you'll get a notification letting you know when the next dates are available as well. All right. So that is Basic Boot Camp sponsored by HubSpot. Now, I want to talk about another boot camp that we've been really formulating and creating. We're really excited to introduce Story Brand Boot Camp. So, Story Brand Boot Camp is basically taking it the next step. If you've attended one of these basic boot camps, I do see in the attendees list we have a boot camp person. So this is really honed in and focused on taking video to the next level and implementing the story brand strategy within all of your video pre-production work. So it is a fee. There's a $900 fee on it, but it's focused on a 3-week turnaround time. And I believe it's 2 hours each week. So 6 total hours across 3 weeks. And you'll really understand the importance of implementing the story brand approach into all of your video strategy. There's a lot to go over in each and every week, right? But at the end of it, you'll feel very comfortable knowing the story brand approach, understanding the 7-step process it is to go through that entire process. And then at the end, you'll say, okay, now I can apply this to my homepage video. I'll apply this to a FAQ video. I'll apply it to not only videos, right? Because story brand is kind of a broader perspective in that sense, right? We apply story brand approach to our website building and to our blog strategies. So now we're basically just taking that effective and successful approach and applying it to video now. So if that sounds interesting to you, feel free to reach out to us if you have more questions, or you can pre-register there at the link Corey just dropped in the chat. That's not going to ask for payment immediately. That's basically just inquiring to sign up for this boot camp. So don't feel pressure that you have to pay immediately. But if you guys have more questions about that, or you just want to inquire more about it, feel free to register and we'll reach out to you. All right, so let's go to the main topic I really want to discuss today, and that's going to be video marketing plus AI. Wistia, like I mentioned at the beginning of this presentation, they did a 1 hour presentation on Tuesday all about video marketing plus AI. And so I wanted to hone in and really focus on what they discussed in a broader sense. Of course, it's an hour-long presentation, it's filled with excellent information. So let's talk about what they talked in that hour in about 5 minutes here, right? So, where can AI really help in this video process, right? We're looking at the sense of how can AI assist us, right? We don't want to just make it do all the work, but how can we assist it to maybe cut time for us, right? We might be focused in on a lot of time with scripting or the ideology phase. So how can AI come in and implement and help us with all of our time that we're really putting into this? So I want to start at the top, right? Ideation and scripting phase. A lot of people struggle with writing a video script and getting it perfect. And that's where OpenAI or ChatGPT or something of that nature will really help you. You can go on to ChatGPT and say, hey, I'm a mini golf course and I'm struggling with video concepts. what are some of the most successful videos that mini golf courses are utilizing? And boom, it's going to spit out a whole list of videos or opportunities that you can start to push into that ideation and scripting phase. So you come up with a video idea through AI, and now we can take AI and say, okay, now we want a 3 minute script focused on all of the benefits of mini golf in this specific course, right? And so AI will kind of do all the math behind the scenes, understand what other mini golf courses are doing right, and then it'll spit out a script for you. So that's really where honestly we at Nextiny have found the biggest success with AI in all of our video process. We used to hone in and focus on, it's really also difficult as a marketer to understand every single industry that we work with, right? We work with medical, we work with retirement communities, we work with software companies, we work with marine construction companies. So there's a lot of different industries we have to understand and learn. And that's where AI is helping us the most, right? We're not experts on marine construction, but AI can help us write a script about marine construction and make it appeal to people in that industry. So that's really where we found the biggest benefit of AI, but it's across the board here, right? We can see image generation. That's going to work really well for creating those videos that complement blogs, right? So if you've ever been to a blog where it's like top five, whatever, right? Actually, Corey just recently did top five. What is it, like dock or marine
Types of
construction?
boats, for example.
Yeah, types of boats. And so now Corey can easily do a image generation, generate those 5 images of the different boats, throw some transitions on it, and rather than trying to pull all those images off the internet and making all the small edits and whatnot, and then exporting it, now you can simply have AI generate those images, put them in a timeline, and now you're basically 90% of the way there. So really interesting stuff with Jasper and Dolly doing image generation, and that's of course improving each and every day.
I mean,
Then
people
there's
are literally winning photography contests with
yeah,
images generated through this AI, which is like, ethically, morally not good.
questionable.
But the fact that it's that good at this point of faking what a human looks like. I mean, think of it as things like generate a photo of a golf course, generate a photo of a golf ball on a pirate ship, like generate like there's all these different things that you can tell it that sure, like you may not be able to have those photos or get those photos like
Yeah.
easily, and the ability to kind of generate some of those stock imagery even for like b-roll purposes and things like
Yeah,
that is awesome.
absolutely. And, we're talking about images, but of course, now there's video generation. It's
Mhm.
a little bit scratching the surface, admittedly. It's not as good as that image generation, but something like Synthesia now is able to create a talking head video of someone who's AI, and it's like 90% of the way there, right? You could still tell that that person is not a real person, but it sounds good, it looks good, and it's definitely improving each and every day. So, as we kind of walk these phases, we really see the improvements in AI across the board. And of course, video generation is improving, and we'll see it evolve into something, who knows, right? I'm kind of hoping it gets to the point where I can just say, "Hey, spit me out an aerial 10-second aerial video of downtown Sarasota," and boom, it immediately does that. So we'll really see how it evolves, but I'm excited to just kind of foresee the future there. There's also video editing, right? So Wistia just introduced a new AI feature where you can take a longer format content, for example, this webinar, and you can throw it into Wistia and say, focus on the highlights of it. And it'll spit back a 3 minute edited version of this 30-minute presentation. So it'll focus in on exactly what we talked about, what's the most important highlights we're talking about, and it'll cut all of that down into a condensed version. So really interesting on the editing platform side. And then we have Descript as well, which basically it's all generated via text. And so it's kind of text to speech. So we can we can make simple edits by editing the actual script rather than the video. And then video distribution, it can be all automated through AI as well. We can tell Jasper that we want to go to Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, whatever social media platform it is, and it'll automatically scale the content to the exact format that it needs to be. So let's say TikTok is 2 by 1 and Instagram's 1 by 1, it'll automatically edit those videos to meet the distribution needs. So really interesting stuff there. And then also you can use OpenAI to create a more engaging title, more engaging description, metadata tags, things like that, that will be thinking about exactly what people are talking about in today, so you can optimize your SEO on your video performance much better than if you're sitting there going, what's the best title for this video? And then you spend 20 minutes thinking, okay, this sounds good. And then the description, right? So chat GPT, OpenAI, things like that can definitely help out in that regard too. Corey, you have anything to add on AI and video generation?
I mean, yeah, just kind of, I guess, two additional areas that AI is also used in video
Mhm.
these days all the time now. I mean, cameras themselves, most new cameras actually have some level of AI and neural learning inside of them for things like autofocus and tracking and
Yeah.
things like that. And post production as well. I mean, there are a number of apps and kind of filters and effects that utilize AI for things like masking and for noise reduction and
Yeah.
all of these kind of things that used to be very manual and very intensive to kind of tweak and get just right is starting to become, very simple clicks. Upscaling video, for example. I mean, there's a ton and ton of different things that AI is being leveraged with right now. And so, kind of to Aaron's point with the rest of these items, don't forget that it's kind of part of life at this point,
Yeah.
and whether you're excited for it or not. So you kind of have to just figure out how to leverage this to the best that you possibly can. I mean, should you remove all of the people in the background of every shot you ever have so it's a perfectly clean, beautiful, pristine generated image? That's pointless. Why put yourself through all that trouble? But can you use it for maybe tracking certain objects or fixing maybe little errors and things? Sure, that's what it's
Yeah.
there for, right? Making the time and labor intensive things easier. I saw something the other day that right now we're utilizing the machines and the neural networking and imagery to create art, right? And we're doing all the manual labor at this point, so we need to find a way to get the machines and get the computers to start doing a little bit more of this manual work so we can focus on the art again.
Yeah.
And so yeah, that's kind of where we have to try and get with it, use it as another tool in your palette.
Absolutely. That's a great point. All right. So let's go ahead and shift gears here. We're going to talk about some new product launches. Well, we're going to talk about a product launch here. Corey, you want to go ahead and tackle this?
Sure. So this is a new camera from Canon, obviously, titled the R100. So this is basically their brand new kind of introductory level camera. So if you have been working with maybe just your webcam or with a cell phone or something like that, and you're looking to try to step up quality and you're looking to take it to that kind of next step, this is a really great option right off the bat. You can see $479. That's just the body. It does need a lens on it, but it will accept any RF mount lens, of which there are now tons of them from Canon and Sigma. You have plenty of options as far as that goes. The 24.2 megapixel APS-C CMOS sensor inside, so 24 million pixels. It is a really I mean, that's a great quality image for photography purposes. I mean, you're gonna have no issue with utilizing it for stock images. Certainly not anything on your website, but also just kind of product things and stuff like that that you might have to do. It's a really great option for things like that. It does have a dual pixel CMOS autofocus system, again, enhanced by neural networking and that kind of machine learning to be really, really capable at tracking things like eye movement and stuff and being able to actually focus on your subject even if they're moving in a scene, or if you're doing kind of a walk around in a real estate video or something, maybe you're kind of shooting it like a vlog and holding the camera as you walk through a space. This is a really good system for that. It's also digitally stabilized. It's not an optical stabilization, so it doesn't, the sensor is not moving, but it does provide you a little bit of stabilization if you have to do things handheld, which is always nice. It can shoot 4K at 24 frames per second and 1080p at up to 60 frames per second. So, I mean, really, right there, it's a very capable, high quality image that you're going to get out of it. Um, don't expect it to be something that is cinema level, or you're going to do all this crazy color grading and stuff. It's kind of the image that you get out of the camera is kind of what you'll get, but it's going to look honestly very nice. It's going to have that normal Canon color to it, be nice and sharp, nice and clean. So it's a really great option again if you're just looking to kind of dip your toes into the world of mirrorless cameras. And it's like I said, that RF lens mount. It's a system that you can grow with. It will accept any RF lens. So whether it is designed for a smaller APS-C sensor or the larger full frame, you can just start purchasing these lenses and you can put them on any body. It's really no issue as far as that goes. And they've got a number of them kind of coming out with it as well. There was like a 28 2.8. There were a few zoom lenses available as well. So the RF kind of ecosystem is certainly growing at this point, and there's a really strong option if you're just looking to maybe replace your webcam with something super high quality,
Yeah.
or just step up to that next quality away from a cell phone or something. It's a really really good option for this. It's got USB-C and HDMI and all the things that you would kind of hope a camera would have in it, while also being very kind of pared down and straightforward.
Yeah.
It just kind of works, which is nice.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the biggest point here is that price point, right? Is just getting into that
Yeah.
mirrorless world. This is taking it the next step. We talk about this in our boot camp all the time. Everyone, the first question people ask, what camera do I buy? What camera do I buy? And we always tell them, use your cell phone until you're comfortable shooting video, because a cell phone is a completely free free camera, but hopefully it's a camera that's probably already in your pocket that you already own, right? So utilizing your cell phone's great, but you find that very quickly, once you get comfortable with video with your cell phone, it's very limited, especially with lighting. You know, phone sensors are very small. So in great lighting conditions, phone video look awesome. But when you get into those low lighting settings, that's really where you see the cell phone videos struggle. And so jumping to something like this is a great opportunity to boost those low light settings. And to boost those low light settings, right, we have to jump into the mirrorless cameras. So to start at 479, I mean, that is admittedly that's really really great, especially when the options run all the way up to several $1,000s.
Yeah.
Canon basically stripped down a lot of the features in their high-end cameras, stuck a great sensor out there for this price point, and said, look, if you're trying to get into the camera world, this is a great point to get into. You know, I think I speak for both of us when I say Canon's colors are probably the best out there in the industry. So this is really a great opportunity to jump into an excellent brand and to find opportunities to create really great video for that lower cost than what you would find on higher end mirrorless cameras. So
And again, also just as a general marketing tool, right? Like I
mhm,
realize everything we talk is video, but event photos,
mhm,
headshots, like all those website and kind of associated things that you need to get done. Like that's kind of the nice thing about having something like a DSLR instead of like a camcorder. Because sure, you can drop a camcorder and start filming, but something like this allows you so much more flexibility just as a general purpose tool for your business.
absolutely.
So it's a really great option for that, for sure.
For sure. All right, guys. Well, that wraps up the presentation. So I'll go ahead and put it into Q&A now. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to let us know in the chat. You're also welcome to come on video, turn your audio on, and ask a question there. So we'll go ahead and hang out. I'll have to watch the YouTube video here on the Canon R100 that you dropped there. I didn't see that. I haven't seen that.
Yeah, it's one of the release videos they came out with about a week ago or so. They just kind of go through some of the features pretty much a lot of similar things to what we just said, but
Yeah.
just a kind of nice refresher. And again, you get to kind of see how small this thing is. It's literally like I mean, it's about the size of a cell phone. Like it's super compact. And they have one of the things I thought was interesting, the lens, the 28 2.8, it is super lightweight because it's not a glass element. It uses a
Mm,
plastic element in the lens. So
interesting.
it's extremely lightweight. Like
Hmm.
the lens must feel like a body cap on the camera. You probably don't even notice. Like
That's
the
awesome.
weight must be so irrelevant with it. Yeah, it's really interesting.
I think that's my favorite thing about video technology. Out of all of the really cool things that we've evolved into, I love showing up to a video shoot and being like, "All right, here's my camera." And everyone
Mhm.
always expect these big shoulder mounts and, industrial tripods and giant light
Battery
kits.
backpacks.
Yeah, and we're to the point where you can shoot really amazing video for in all your gear is very condensed and small. So all right. Well, I'm not seeing any questions roll in. That's totally okay because we have the study group available if you guys do think of questions after this is all wrapped up. So, thank you so much for attending office hours. Make sure you register for next month's office hours as well, which Corey just dropped there in the chat. And we will see you all next month.